Should I say live action?
Okay, we are live action. So,
right on.
How you doing, Dan?
Doing all right, Larry. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We'll sit here and see if we can get some people to pop in, see if YouTube will advertise it out here for a minute, see what happens. But I've got a couple of coils to talk about for the Minelab Manacor.
You got both of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh. The two new ones, the M8 and the M15.
You have to have a license to run those?
Not until you get to the M16.
Oh, okay. No. I got you.
So, well, let's see. Come on, people. Where are we at? I don't know if we're...
Friday night, this time of year, a lot of people are tied up with Christmas parties and all that kind of stuff.
That's wild. Yep, thanks. So, I just got some tea.
Oh, where's my tea?
You got to ask your hottie.
See if I can reach into the screen and get me one. Hey, that worked.
There you go. All right. Well, where's our people at here?
I don't know.
Oh, we got 7 people watching here. All right. There we go. There we got Scott B in the house. There we are. Hey, Scott, how you doing? I'm glad to see you here. We're beginning to wonder if we were going to have anybody show up. It's been a while. And so anyway, we decided to do a live stream, and I've got a couple of coils to talk about here this evening. The new Minelab coils for the Manacor. And but anyway, we're just kind of waiting for YouTube to get the thing out here so we can get some people in here before we get started. And so that's what we're doing.
If this is the Scott, I think it is. He's on the wait list for the M8 coil.
Okay, is that you, Scott, that's on the list waiting on the 8-inch coil? All right. Yep. Good deal.
Might be him. I'm hoping to get some more soon, but I wish Minelab would give us ETAs. They don't like to tell us anything anymore.
So anybody been doing any detecting at all? I know winter's hit here now. We're getting ready to get hit pretty hard with snow. They're saying Sunday and Monday we're supposed to get hammered. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I haven't been in a good while with everything I got going on late, family issues and all. And but I am supposed to go Sunday morning with a buddy of mine. He got a permission for an old house here that's being torn down, and there's an empty lot next to it. And he got on it last week just for, I don't know, he said he wasn't there 5 or 10 minutes. And somebody came and ran him off that didn't know he had permission. It was the contractor ran him off. The contractor wasn't the owner. And then when he found out the owner, he got it straightened out so he can go back. But just in that 5 or 10 minutes he was there, he found a 1889 Indian head. So,
oh wow!
I'm hoping there's a lot more of that and some good silver in the ground.
Yeah, you bet.
Looks like we got some more.
Yeah, you bet. We got Scott Rayner in here. Greetings from New York. And got Casey in here, the Key Date Kid.
Uh-oh.
How you guys doing? Yeah, tear outs. We don't get a lot of tear outs where I live. Of course, the towns that are around me are pretty small. There's not a lot of major construction really, so tear outs are kind of thin for me. But so I like to get out there and try to find the old homesteads and ghost towns and stuff. But
well, the city just dug my ditches out earlier this week. So I need to get out there and hit those too. They dug them down pretty deep, more than I thought they were going to. So maybe that'll give me some access to some deeper targets I couldn't get before.
You bet. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Just around the corner. Yeah, I'm not either. But take a look at this. This guy I know, this was last year, sent me some Christmas lights. Says Sodbusters metal detecting on there. It's got my logo and changes colors, or I can switch it to a solid color or something like that. But I don't just use it at Christmas time. I have that plugged in most of the time. So anyway, we got Greg Dudley in here. How you doing, Greg? So, well, we got a few people in here. If you guys wouldn't mind, just invite some people, invite some friends to come join you on this live. And I don't know how many of you guys operate the Manacor. Let's see, finally getting rain that we need, but now the cane fields are too wet to hunt. Oh, I can understand that. We got farm fields around here, and sometimes it just gets to the point that there's a lot of clay in the mud, and you get to walking around. Pretty soon your boots are like 82 pounds a piece. So not hardly worth going out and hunting in.
I know Scott and Casey are both using the Manacor. I'm not sure about others that are in the group at the moment.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Well, I did go out hunting. What was it? I gotta put these headphones somewhere. I'm running out of room to put stuff. So, but I did go hunting 2 weeks ago and took the Manacor, and I used the M8. This is the new Mine Lab. That's 8-inch coil by 5.5 inches. Let's see which way I need to go here. So yeah, I got it dirty, but we went out and hunted some old rock foundations that I've never hunted before. Got some permission. It was the same landowner, but it was there was like 3 different spots. There was homesteads on this lot, and or on this property. And so we poked around looking for stuff around those old rock foundations and stuff. Hey, Matt, how you doing? It's good to see you. Ski searchers in here. So so anyway, it gave me an opportunity to take out that 8-inch coil for the Manticore and give it a shot out there. And I didn't find any coins or anything like that. It was actually kind of slim pickings out there, a lot of iron. But it was nice to have that small coil because I did make a video, and you can see in the video there was a lot of tall grass. There was I was hunting where there were some overhanging rocks and stuff, and a lot of cubbies in the rock. I was able to get that coil into those small areas that you couldn't get an 11-inch coil. And so that's where those small coils really shine, is when you can, get them into those tighter areas like that. And after searching those 3 rock foundations, and we didn't really do too much good there, we decided to hit this old park that we've been to before. We found some silver there and stuff in the past, and got there and got a chance to see about the depth of the 8-inch coil, and I was impressed with the depth. I didn't find any silver that day or anything like that, but just coins, more modern coins and stuff that I found. I was finding at some really good depths. Most of the time in that place, the coins are deep in that area. So, but anyway, Brenda ended up finding a war nickel, but other than that, we didn't find too much that day. But it was cold. We were out there hunting in 25-degree weather, and we were on a four-wheeler for part of that time. So it was a little chilly. And then I ended up getting sick after that. So I'm still trying to get over that. But anyway, got a chance to try out the M8 Manacor coil. And I think people are going to really like that coil. So you got a few in, didn't you, Dan?
I only got one so far of the 8-inch, and then a couple of the 15s. I've got some people on the wait list for the M8, so I'm just going in order on the wait list as they come in. And unfortunately, there's no ETA on the next shipment of them. My distributor's really good about updating us when they get a shipment in and what's on it, what's not on it. And they've got some other shipments from Mine Lab, but no more of those 8-inch coils at the moment. And honestly, I don't understand why, because people have been asking for it since last year when they first announced the Manacor. I had people calling and getting on the wait list for the Manacor saying, and I want the 8-inch coil with it. And it's been plenty of time, so I don't know what the holdup is. But, you know, there's theories out there and maybe some educated guesses, but, you know, nothing rock solid as far as I've heard is why it's taken so long to get them.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard either, so I couldn't say. But hopefully that will turn around. I did hear that they were supposed to be out, you know, this month, but if not, you know, we're looking at January. So who knows? Don't hold me to that, because that was just you know, these are possibilities.
Yeah.
Don't count the chickens until they hatch. So, but anyway, we got a couple other people that popped in. People are popping in and out of here. But
have you tried the 15-inch yet, Larry?
I haven't had a chance to do the 15-inch. I was gonna see about maybe going out tomorrow, but the way I've been feeling, I think I better give myself a little more time before I get out there and try to mess around in this cold some more, give myself a chance to heal. But as I drop everything around here, I do have the 15-inch. This is the M15, and there's no buttstock on it or nothing. So you don't get those until you get to the M16. So
you don't have to register that with the ATF then, huh?
I don't think so. Not yet. So here's your lanyard, though. You got your lanyard here.
Well, you know, you're up there too far north where the ground's too hard and the snow's too deep. I think you need to take a vacation to Florida, maybe do some beach hunting, and take me along with you. You know, I can send you the information, you know, so you can pay for my plane ticket and everything.
I want to do that, but I have a question for you. If we do that, can I take your bank account with me too?
That probably wouldn't get you too far. So
you don't think so? Hey, Eric, how you doing? Long time no see, buddy. Good to see you here. So yeah, I'm just showing the two new coils for the Mine Lab Manticore. The M15, it's a 15-inch coil. This is identical to the 15-inch coil that you've got for your Equinox series and stuff like that. Other than, you know, obviously the I don't even know what you call this. The hub, maybe? I don't know.
Coil attachment, coil.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
so
names for it.
The way that works is, you know, you've just got.
I think they should have been doing that design on coils on almost every machine.
Yeah, it is a good design. I really like this design. So you don't use a nut on the opposite side like you did with the Equinox series. It's just one-sided, and the way that the Manacor is made, it's a fork that slips over this, and it's got a thread on one side, it'd be on this side here. So you just push that bolt in and thread it into the shaft. So this is a way better design than what they had with the Equinox series. I really do like that design. That's it's good and solid. You know, you still don't want to use these at any time. I don't care what detector it is. You don't want to use them for walking canes and crutches, but this is a good solid mounting system here. And I haven't heard of anybody having any issues. So if there was an issue, I mean, it would be on the, let me get this here. If there was ever to be an issue, let me kind of show this here. If I can.
Other way.
Yeah. All right. You can see how this is kind of a fork right here. This is part of the lower shaft. So if anything here was to ever break, you would just have to replace the lower shaft, which that's, you know, minimal. That's, I don't know, what, do you know what those run, Dan, a lower shaft?
They don't even have those available yet.
What would they run for, like the Equinox?
They're a little pricey because of the carbon fiber. They're around $59, I think, is what you'll see them for everywhere online.
So that beats what, $100 and some odd for a coil or whatever.
Yeah,
depending on what coil you're using. I
think they might have just got some in for the Manacors on the lower shafts, but I mean, a coil like that, you know, mine lab coils, even that little 8 inches, they're over $200.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather replace a lower shaft than a coil.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll see if I can pull the price up here.
Mm-hmm. So we got John O'Brien in here and Eric Campbell. Let's see. From Queensland, Australia. I'm envious, John. I've always wanted to go to Australia to go nugget hunting, go out there and metal detect for gold. I don't know if you have gold in Queensland area there or not, but the gold that I've seen over in Australia just makes your mouth water. So we've got gold here too, but it's not quite like that. I've done some gold hunting in Nevada and done some good there, but not so much here in Idaho. There's places here. I should grab the Equinox one of these days and go out there and give it a shot with a 6-inch coil and go see about hitting some bedrock or something. So, but anyway, you guys, yeah, if you, Christmas is here. If you guys know of, obviously you guys are here because you're metal detectorist or want to be metal detectorist or something. So I'm sure that you guys know people who are detecting and maybe have family members. If you need any metal detecting supplies, get a hold of Dan at outlawmetaldetectors.com. And let's see, Scott, he says, I got a printed block. Let's see, I got a printed block off of eBay that fits between the inside of the forks to help support. Oh, okay, for the Equinox?
Well, he's saying on the inside of the forks, he must be talking about the Manacor. Probably a 3D printed reinforcement. I don't know if that's needed yet or not.
I don't know how that would work. Oh, I see. Are you talking about that goes above the connection where that empty space is here? And if that's the case, it must sit up a little bit so you've got your swivel. Well, that wouldn't make a difference. You wouldn't really need that space because that stays the same when you swivel it.
He said it is for the Manacor. Might just be to give a little more support to those. I could see how that might help.
Right. Yeah. It is pretty sturdy though. I mean, that's got a good thickness there. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Huh. I didn't know that they were even making blocks for that. Somebody's making an addition just in case there, I guess. But
I did get a price on the lower shafts with Manacor. The online price is going to be $79.
okay,
So,
and what's the for an 11-inch coil for the Manacor?
how much is a coil?
Yeah.
Well, you just like making me work, don't you?
Well,
Let's see. Well, that's funny. They show the M8, M15.
oh,
And
yeah.
I may not even want to mention this because I don't want to start a rumor or anything else on the internet. Because that'd be the first time anyone ever started a rumor on their internet, right? On the list from MindLab, the shows the the part numbers and the description, the price, and everything that the dealers get. This is on the list of parts not available yet that I have.
Mhm.
Has the lower shaft of the Manacor that we're talking about, the other shafts and so on. And under coils, it has the M8, the M15, and an M9.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any information on an M9 yet. I don't know if it's going to be elliptical, if it's going to be round. I don't know anything about it, but it shows on the list. So I kind of wonder what that's going to be.
Huh.
Or is it a typo? Maybe they're just talking about the M11, the 11-inch.
Yeah, because they don't have one listed there. They don't have the 11 listed.
Not on this list. No,
that must be a typo then, because I haven't heard anything about a 9-inch coil coming out.
Well, I know what I can do. I'll maybe squash the rumor before it gets out too quick. I'll look at the part number and I'll cross-reference that to their website, see if it shows that as 11-inch coil yet.
So he did say that block fits into the end of the fiber shaft and has a rounded bottom. That rounded bottom would go over the. I'm just going to call it the hub. I really don't know what that's called.
Yeah, I could see that. Possibly helping. Just let's see, accessories, Manacor, M11. They don't show an M9 on their website.
Right.
Round coil. Oh, on the website they don't give a stock number. But let me ask Mr. Google himself.
Are you going to talk to Siri?
No, she's mad at me.
Is she? I just saw something on, I guess it was on TikTok. They brought out the lady that was the original voice for Siri.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was just a computer, some computer generated voice, but it's not. It was a real lady that did that. So. But anyway, so you guys tell me, how's your year been? How's the detecting been? I know that I've been kind of MIA for a while on YouTube. It's been a little bit. I'll tell you what, YouTube hasn't been kind to me financially. Let's just put it that way. So I had to go out and make some money. I started a business and went out there and actually the business really took off, doing really good. I just winterized here about a month ago, but I'm doing it's a pressure washing business. I go out and I wash houses and I do clean roofs and moss mediation, stuff like that. Soft washing and stuff like that. So that kept me pretty busy through the summer and through the fall and everything. I was cleaning gutters and stuff like that. So I also bought a snowblower because, well, as of Sunday and Monday, we're supposed to be getting pretty snowy over here. It's supposed to get hit pretty hard, but anyway, yeah, just had to go and make a little bit of money. It's not YouTube, you know, at the stage where I'm at. I've got 20,000 subscribers, but the watch time is where it's at when it comes to YouTube. And if you don't have a ton of watch time, you know, through all your videos, the money just isn't there. So, you know, you may have 20,000 subscribers, but if you're only getting, say, 20% of those people that are watching, then, you know, it's minimal. So anyway, that was why I was MIA. Got pretty busy out there trying to, you know, build up the bank account a little bit. So that doesn't mean I'm not going to be out there on YouTube. I'm still going to do that, but I had to do a little catch up, and I don't want to get behind and put myself in a position out there to where I can't pay bills. None of us want to do that. So
I think you just need to put that Manacor to use and go find a bunch of gold.
well, I'd like to do that too.
And don't
did
forget
go
about
on a what's that?
So don't forget about my cut.
Yeah, I was going to give you 20 cents. So in pesos, 20 pesos.
Eric
So,
just said he had a commercial break. I'm assuming that YouTube made him watch an ad to stay on our live stream.
well, maybe I had a commercial break. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah. I don't know. YouTube has made some changes too, so I don't know if they are doing commercials. I don't see any commercials on this end, but I don't know if they would do that or not. But I did see something. Huh?
So it looks like it. I know some people have ways of getting around all the ads on YouTube, but yeah, that's. I think if you subscribe to the premium, and I think there's some other third-party ways around it, but I won't get into all that.
Yeah, but so anyway, get over here to. Oh, really? So it was on this live stream. You got a commercial that came up, huh? And you had to wait 5 seconds and skip it. I'll be darned. Huh? Crazy. Well, I don't know what that's going to do for live streams, but anyway,
well, a lot of people don't watch them live. A lot of people watch them later. But
yeah,
if anybody's got any questions out there, hit us up with them. It can be on the Manacor coils, or just anything metal detecting. Yeah, even other brands. If you got a question on that, I'll see what I can answer for you.
Huh. So another thing, you guys, you know, the economy, this is related to metal detecting, but the economy, as you know, hasn't been the best. And we do have, you know, like Dan, he's a small dealer, veteran owned. Well, Dan's not veteran owned, but his business is. But and so when people do shop for metal detecting equipment stuff, you know, I've always said for a long time that support your local dealer, support the small local dealer, and it makes a difference, especially with the economy the way it is right now. I know some products in the past have been hard to get. Dealers haven't been able to get them and stuff like that. And people got impatient and went to big box stores and stuff like that. But the big box store, they're not going to notice and appreciate that business the way that a small dealer will.
Yeah, they don't have the support for you either.
They will not have the support for you either.
Yeah, I was kind of curious. I did a search on one of the big sporting goods stores. I'm not going to put any names out, but I did a search for Mind Lab through them. 17 products was all they have of Mind Lab. and it was all metal detectors, pinpointers, and a gold panning kit. That was all that they had. So let's say you buy a new Equinox or Manacor or something like that, and then you want, a new coil for it. They don't have it. You want a lower shaft. They don't have it. They don't have the parts. They don't have the accessories. And I can't tell you how often I get calls. Oh, about this detector off of, big internet website, and I'm having problems with it. Well, they don't call them for help. They call the dealers, because those big outfits, most of them don't even have anyone with any knowledge of detecting or the equipment, or a lot of times they don't even know where to send them for warranty. They just say, look up the manufacturer and contact them. They don't even have the information available for them.
Well, and we've all heard the saying that time is money too.
Yeah.
When people, and I'm not just targeting, I'm not saying that everybody should go to Dan Willis at Outlaw Metal Detectors for their products. I'm saying support your small local dealers.
Yes.
Definitely. And, obviously Dan doesn't want to turn down any business. I mean, if you want to do business with Dan, I'm sure he'll be happy to work with you. And I can say, don't tell Dan I said this, but the guy has integrity. So you will be happy with doing business with Dan. But time is money. So if somebody calls and I know Dan gets us a lot, he'll get calls with questions about certain products and everything else. And then those people get off the phone, and next thing they do is they hop over to a big box store or some online deal and go do their shopping over there. Well, you just, took time away from Dan's day to do that and then take your business elsewhere. That's just not right.
If
So
you
if they're
remember,
gonna,
Larry,
it's best to deal with those small, metal detecting dealers. Do the small business. They will appreciate that business, and you will benefit more from that than is if you go to the big box store. That's just the way it is. Hey,
Larry,
David Alfonsetti, how you doing?
hey, Larry, if you remember on one of our live streams, a guy mentioned he had just bought a brand new Equinox. And he also mentioned he was a veteran. Well, the big box store he bought it from didn't give him the veteran discount. And
I remember
they
that.
they weren't aware of the promotion, so he didn't get any of the promotion items. And I totaled that up for him. He would have saved, if I remember right, it was between 250. I think it was at least $250, if not more. It's been a while, but
he didn't end up with all the parts, right?
I'm sorry.
Like there was a coil missing too, or something. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, it was a promotion where he would have got either a free coil or a free pinpointer, something along those lines. I don't remember what it is. Plus, he would have got the military discount as well, which is for those that don't know, it's a discount for any Minelab metal detector for military and veterans, and it's a shared discount. So the dealer takes part of the percentage, and then Minelab takes part of the percentage. And there's the same for other another brand for Garrett, but and for anyone who doesn't know, I do a veterans discount on almost everything I sell, regardless of the brand and everything. There's a few exceptions, which is usually shovels, because of the size and weight, the shipping, that eats up, almost everything there is there. And then beach scoops, and then closeout, clearance, promotion, and used items. But all the other stuff, accessories, everything else, I always do a veterans discount on those.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that. I mean, everybody wants to go to the big river store, online. You know which one I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's not the best place to do your business when it comes to metal detecting. If you need tires for your vehicle, you don't go to Jack in the Box, you go to the tire store, you know.
Right.
So,
you know, one thing I get asked all the time is, you know, what's the best deal, or where's the best? How do you get the best deal on a detector? Or a lot of times, you know, beginners, they want the best, you know, package deal or bundle, you know, so they get everything to get them started. You're not going to find that on some of your biggest websites that everybody's, you know, thinking about, because there's actually different policies from the manufacturers on what a dealer can do on certain third-party websites. For example, if you're looking for bundles, a lot of them don't allow it on certain websites, or they have different restrictions putting them on those third-party websites. And the other thing is, you know, if you get a hold of your local dealer or any small dealer, they're always going to be aware of what promotions there are. And this time of year, there's a lot of promotions out there. MindLab just started a new promotion today. Equinox 900 is $100 off, so $9.99 instead of $10.99. And we still throw in a few items with that that are free. You get the printed user guide, you know, the full printed user manual, and the USB charger that everybody complains doesn't.
now you say we, Dan, that means you, right?
That means me. You know,
I'll tell you right now, they're quality. So,
yeah.
A nice little binder here. You got your complete user guide here. So, yeah.
But, you know, if you want my signature in it, you know, that might cost a lot, you know. That ups the value.
Yeah, you'd have to charge Dan a couple $100 for his signature.
But anyway, the MindLab specials right now. You got the Equinox 900 for $9.99. The Manacor includes a free pinpointer. But I've got another special going on the Manacor. If you buy a Manacor, I'm throwing in a free Excalibur shovel. And if you haven't used or seen the Excaliburs, they're awesome.
Yep.
There's also the Equinox, the old 600 is on sale for $4.99. The Gold Monster is on sale for $8.49. So that's $100 off. $100.
And you're sending me one of those for Christmas, right, Dan?
It should have been there already.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll keep my eye out.
Maybe it's lost in the mail. And then if you buy a CTX 3030, it includes a free 17-inch coil. So also pretty good deals. And that's just the ones from MindLab. Nocta's got some good specials out. Some of them include free headphones or free pinpointers, or, you know, just depends on the model you're looking at and what kind of package you want.
Good deal. So anyway, Casey says, "Hey, Larry, have Ben bring you your mail."
There's something in the mail for you?
What's that?
So maybe Casey sent you something in the mail.
Sounds like maybe so, huh? Now, yeah. I hope that Casey, is it really super thin and maybe about that long, probably about that wide, and has a number like 800, 0000000, something like that.
Hey,
we'll have to check. Ben is coming down with this crud, whatever is going around. I got sick a couple of weeks ago. I had a low-grade fever for about 4 or 5 days. Wasn't doing too well, but I'm starting to get over it. I'm feeling quite a bit better. Then my wife, she ended up not feeling well. She's still not feeling well. And then this morning, Ben woke up and he's not feeling well. So, but when I get off of, when we get done with the live stream, I'll check out and see if, I don't think Ben went to the mailbox today, but I'll definitely check into that. And I need to get on the phone with you one of these days too, Casey, and chat at you. I know that you haven't heard my beautiful voice in a long time.
Hey, Larry, when we click show up there, can the audience see that?
Yep.
Okay. So Greg was asking, does anybody use the Extreme Hunter? For anyone who doesn't know, that goes on the XP Deus 2, and it's a what you might usually call a 2-coil or a 2-box system, where it's got the big transmit coil and the big receive coil, and it's surprisingly lightweight, and it uses a remote and the controls in part of the frame from the Deus 2, and it's for deep hunting, a couple feet deep and so on. So I have one in stock. I haven't used it yet. It's kind of a specialty item for most areas. It's if you're looking for something like maybe an old cache that was buried or something, that may be more than your average depth for your regular detectors. But I'm kind of curious about using one of those myself, and I just haven't had the time to get out with it, and have to find a spot where I think there might be something deep.
Casey says, I have a radio host voice.
Yeah, but you got a face for radio too. I mean, did I say that?
Oh, you need a whipping. Oh.
If anybody's looking for that Extreme Hunter, like I mentioned, I do have one in stock. So I forget the price offhand, but the price I can advertise and the price I can sell out aren't always the same thing. So give me a call or hit me up on an email, and I can send a price your way if anybody's interested.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's all ready, and I know that I'm pretty well ready for Christmas, actually. I did some shopping early, which is unusual. But I'm not one of those guys that likes to go into town and try to make a maze through the crowds of people to try and do some shopping last minute. I'd rather just get it done and not have to deal with that. But anyway, I think I'm pretty well ready. Hopefully everybody else is ready for Christmas, and I've still got to do some wrapping and stuff. So here's my wrap. All right, Dan. Yeah, I don't think I'll do any of that.
We can always count on you for the dad jokes. I'm not getting a whole lot of questions. Looks like we still got some.
Well, a lot of people are like me, Dan. They just know it all.
Or maybe they just ate dinner and they're falling asleep on us.
That could be. That could be. You don't even have to eat dinner to fall asleep with us, huh?
Yeah. Well, maybe the next live stream I'll show you all the silver I found this weekend on my hunt.
So you're going to go this weekend then? You heading out tomorrow?
Sunday morning is when I'm supposed to go. Me and a buddy that site I told you about earlier, where he found that. He was just there a few minutes and found that old Indian head penny, and some guy, he didn't really run him off, but the guy was a contractor and had work to do and couldn't have him there because they were tearing down some stuff on the property, and didn't want him being in the area, safety related and all. So
what are you going to hunt with?
I'm sorry?
What are you going to hunt with?
A metal detector.
That's a good choice.
Probably just Equinox 900 this time.
Yeah,
I think so. I may take the Deus 2 as well, and I kind of go back and forth between them, and I like them both. I haven't put any time on the Manacor yet because up until recently, they were so slim and hard to get. And I need to order one as a demo for the shop, but just haven't got around to it yet. And like I mentioned earlier, I haven't had so little time to do any hunting. I just haven't got one out and got to play around with it yet. And another thing that's really made me wait on it is I want the 8-inch coil for it. Maybe I should be stingy and take the next one for myself, but I don't do that. I never have, and I want to make sure customers get theirs first.
Yeah. Well, I got 2 test models. These are on loan to me, so as well as the Manacor, everything's on loan right now. So I'm just getting some time on them and seeing how they do and all that. I'm hoping. I wish I was feeling better because I really wanted to take this M15 out there and try that for some deep coins. I've got a good spot for it that's, you know, clean enough where a big coil is going to do all right. And like I say, the coins in that area, I found silver there. I found a Walking Liberty $50 there last year, and Brenda found a Barber quarter there, and we found a lot. We found, I don't know, probably between 5 and 10 mercury dimes in that area. But I'd be curious to find out how the Manacor with the 15-inch coil will do in that area. Actually, I've got a couple of spots I could test it at that I've hammered pretty good and see if it'll squeak out something else for me there, you know. But I got to get rid of whatever's been ailing me first. Like I say, I'm doing a lot better, but I don't want to get out there, rush it, and end up getting sick again. So,
Hey, Larry, I'm going to hop off of here for just a minute.
That'll be $80.
I want to run out to the shop and grab something that most of the viewers probably haven't seen. So let me go grab that. I should have brought it with me, but I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay.
So I'll be right back, everybody.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, he's gone. I don't know if you all seen this, but last year Dan sent me, let's see here, I'm going to put this into a different mode. Dan sent me this thing. It changes colors. He made this on his laser engraver, which is pretty neat. So you won't be able to see some of the colors because I have it on a green screen. That's why you can see this background of the ship and stuff. So the green and the blue colors don't show up too much. Well, the blue looks like it's showing up, but the green won't. But yeah, I can set this to be a solid color if I want, or have it. I usually just keep it like this where it goes through the colors. But that was I think he sent that to me for Christmas, just before Christmas last year. So that was pretty neat. And for Christmas last year, I ended up getting a laser engraver. And it's a little bit of a learning curve. I've made some stuff with it, but through the summer, I didn't mess with it too much. I just got too busy with the business and stuff like that. So a lot of things got put on hold, but I'm really hoping that when the weather changes, we get back to spring. I've got some ideas for metal detecting that is going to take me a little bit away from home. I'll probably have to do some camping to make the trips worth it, but get out there and set up a tent for, 2-3 days and do some good hunting and hopefully get some good video. It won't be homesteads and it won't be, parks or anything like that. So I've got some ideas for some old areas, some really old areas, and hopefully I can find some good stuff next year. Let's see here. Oh, you talked about the light, Dale? One of these lights. It's kind of neat to have around. You set it on a desk or something like that, whatever. But yeah, it was a neat gift. So, are you serious? Another commercial? So that's something that YouTube has changed apparently since we were doing live streams last year. I don't have any control of that. I don't believe. I'll have to take a look at that. Sorry about these commercials, guys. If if you're getting commercials, that is not my intention. That's something that YouTube is doing. So,
you got me back on, Larry?
hey, Dan, are you there?
Nope.
Dan.
So you're probably talking bad about me the whole time I was gone. So
not the whole time.
Well, anyhow, what I wanted to show was I think Casey's still on here. He makes these. This is from Excalibur Shovels. This is a hand digger design I had him work up for me. Well, I'm not good at this.
Kind of fading out. I think it's because of that blue color. Oh, is that a flat? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sod cutter there.
Yep. And we did a couple of different versions. The differences was the amount of curve here or bend, and then the width of the blade this way, and then colors, of course. And I haven't got too many of these yet, and I haven't got them up on the website yet. I need to do that. But here's one in red and white, and these are a little wide.
Is Casey calling those sod busters?
I don't know about that. But this one is, I don't know if you can see that there's a difference there in the width. You kind of tell there, I hope.
Yeah, a little bit. The red one's a little wider, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a matter of preference how wide you like your plug. But there's some guys in my local clubs that asked me about this style. We had a local guy that used to make these years ago, and they loved them. They said if you're in a nice soil, like somebody's yard, something like that, these cut a really nice, clean, square plug if you want it. And your standard diggers, especially with the serrations, are really nice for getting through roots and everything. But if it's a manicured yard, they said nothing digs a plug nicer than this style here. So I think once these get out, I think they'll be pretty popular. And hopefully you can see there's a little difference there. Kind of hard to tell on my high dollar little webcam here. Yeah. But if anybody's interested in these, they're on sale at the moment. They're probably going to be right around the $50 range going forward, but I've got them for $40 right now. So if anybody's looking for one of those, and then if you really want to get fancy, here's one of Casey's diggers in orange and black.
I can vouch for those. They work awesome.
Yeah, and then I've got a local guy makes these leather holsters for them, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I've got to get a green screen. This is crazy.
Well, I'm behind on all this because I don't know when the holsters came about, but
we try to make sure you're behind.
Well,
and the holsters work for the flat ones and the ones with have the regular point. And this holster here has a pinpointer holster built on, which fits most pinpointers. I won't say all of them, but most.
Good deal.
So again, those are not on the website yet, but if anybody's looking for one, contact me and I'll see what I've got available.
Jay. Oh boy. Well, you guys, I'm glad to see you on here. Jay Roy, I see you popped in here, and Bob G. You guys, it's been a long time since we've done a live stream, and we were doing them last winter. I try to do them during the winter. I don't end up doing it during the summer because things get so busy and stuff, especially this summer where I started the new business, and plus, trying to do some of the YouTube and stuff like that, which I got behind on YouTube, but I'm working on that as well. So, but it's good to be back and seeing you guys here on the live streams and stuff. Hopefully we can get these going on a schedule again, and more than likely it will be, after Christmas. Let things kind of settle down over the holidays and stuff, but I don't know if you guys have Pepto-Bismol and stuff. I'll keep inviting Dan, but to join on the live stream here. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. Keep in touch and at least give us something to do through the winter time on Friday nights to, I don't know, keep us from getting too much cabin fever, I guess. I don't know.
I guess you'll just have to get a jackhammer so you can bust up some of that frozen ground.
Right now the ground's not frozen.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we'll see. I've heard some different stories about the winters. Of course, you can't depend on the weatherman, but I've heard. I was talking to my brother earlier, and he was saying that the weather pattern is, they're talking about it's supposed to be a heavy snowfall this winter. And we're getting a late start right now. We've had a couple of small snows, but we'll see what happens. We're supposed to get hit Monday and Sunday, or Sunday and Monday, and I may be out there with a snow blower and a shovel because I've got some customers lined up for snow removal this winter. But so
I don't think I've talked about these before, have I, Larry?
No, you haven't. Not on a live stream.
No, you don't mind if I give my little pitch about these real quick, do you?
No, have at it.
All right, so
that's enough. No.
So if anybody's not real familiar with the Quest brand, they're not as well known in the U.S. Much smaller company than most of the others out there, but they really have some nice products. And this is called the X-Pointer Max. It's their top-notch pinpointer. Until recently, it was the only pinpointer that actually has a display on the front. So when you turn it on, it tells you what mode you're in, what your sensitivity level is, and it gives you the status of your battery. So you know if you need to recharge the battery or is it going to last you all day or whatever. And that's another thing to mention. It is USB rechargeable through a USB-C cable. So you're not buying batteries for it. But it's some of the things that it has that others don't. You can see it's got the LED flashlight. They all have that these days, it seems like. It's got another LED on each side, one green and one red. And what that does, you get near a ferrous target, it lights up red. So your nails and so on is going to light up red. And then when you get near a non-ferrous, like a coin, it's going to light up green. And I know I've got some around here somewhere. So hopefully you can see this on camera. There we go. Well, there's a delay in that audio. Weird. There we go.
The way that looks is it's reading off of the end of it rather than off the side.
Yeah, that's something else I was going to mention. It's a lot of pinpointers talk about full 360 detection and all that. Mm-hmm. And some guys like having it detect all through here. And the little catalog that they have for Quest, it even shows like a graphic of the detection field for this. And I'm just so used to doing this. I mean, if you put it right there, it's quiet. But if you move it down a little, it's going to pick it up. Sorry. So the detection field, imagine like a tennis ball here. That's the strongest part of your field. And there's a dead spot through here, and then it picks up a little back in this area.
Huh, I wonder why.
I kind of like that. I don't like putting my pinpointer down in a tight hole and it picking up, all around here. I want to know it's just up in this area.
I'm the same way.
Preference. Because otherwise, if it's a larger target than you're expecting, you're going to pick it up from too far away, and then you got to mess with your sensitivity and all that. So that can get kind of frustrating. Dell's asking, does it have a silent mode? Yes. You can put it in silent, vibrate only. You can even turn the LED light off. So if you like to do night hunts, like seated hunts and things like that, where they do a night hunt. Some of them won't allow you to use a flashlight. All the other pinpointers, they have to put tape over it or something, so they can't use that flashlight. You can actually turn the flashlight feature off. You can turn the ferrous and non-ferrous lights off. It's got 4 sensitivity levels instead of your standard 3, or some of them have 5 and 10, and 10 gets that's a little too much in my opinion. But one other thing it has that none of the others have, other than the LCD display, is the holster it comes with has a magnet in here. When you slide this in the holster, so it's on right now. There's non-ferrous target. There's a ferrous target.
Boy, you can really hear that difference.
Yeah, and it also has a display here of either X's or zeros for your ferrous and non-ferrous. I don't know if you can see that very well on the screen. And you see as you get closer.
Well, you can see the depth meter.
Yeah. And so one nice thing is when you slide this in the holster and it lines up with that magnet, it doesn't turn it off. It puts it in standby. So now it's in standby. So nothing going on here. And then you just pull it out. It's ready to go. You don't have to wait on it to retune. It's on and ready to go. The only time you're going to have to turn it back on is if you don't use it. I think it's 5 minutes, and then it will automatically turn itself off to save battery. But as long as you're using it within every 5 minutes, you don't have to sit there and turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And if you're doing seated hunts or any of these, competition hunts, things like that, it's a big time saver. So guys love these for that. And so far, I have not had anybody that had any issues or any complaints with this pinpointer. The only thing I can think of is one guy wasn't crazy about the detection field being mostly up here. He wanted it on the side as well. And then when you slide in the holster, if you line it up perfectly straight there in the middle, the magnet won't line up. But most of the time you don't do that anyway. And if you do, you just turn it slightly and it will automatically, it'll go into standby. So it's pretty nice. Now, these are priced pretty good for all the features it's got. If I didn't already have Pinpointer myself and I was looking to buy one first time, or buying, a replacement or a backup, it'd be really hard to overlook this one. I like this one better than some of the bigger brands. I'll just say that much.
Oh. Yeah, I've never seen or used one of those myself. But
they've actually got several other good products too. And for the price for what you get is pretty nice too. They're not too crazy in a lot of their prices. They've got some good detectors. They've got some really nice accessories, and so definitely something worth looking at.
Deal.
And one of the reasons you don't see Quest around as much is there's a lot of dealers out there that that don't have a retail store, or you can't walk in and put your hands on stuff. They either drop ship or sell online only. And so Quest, they don't have a warehouse here in the U.S. So if you're a dealer and you're selling Quest, you buy everything that, and you have to have it and stock it yourself. Excuse me.
So, Mad Max, I've used both of those, the 900 and the Manacor. Are you how experienced are you in metal detecting? Are you novice or advanced, or
Well, there's an easy answer for that question, Larry. Just get both.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Mad Max. I appreciate that. The thing is with the Equinox 900 is it's going to operate pretty identical to the Equinox 6, 7, and 800. The operation's the same. So if you're used to using any of the Equinox, you're not going to have any learning curve with that. So that, you know, you could charge up your Equinox 900 and be out in the field hunting and not think twice about it. You do have with the Manacor a little bit of you're going to have to look at it a little bit. I was out hunting in the field with it within 20 minutes of getting it in the mail. But I started out basic, which is what I recommend anybody do. And I think that's just kind of common sense that whenever you get something you're not familiar with, you use the programs that are, you know, your preset programs that MindLab has set up for you. And, but anyway, you do have those preset programs that you can go out in the field and be hunting. When it comes to setting up different settings and stuff, it's going to take a little more learning curve with the Manacor as far as learning ferrous, limits, your lower and upper ferrous limits. And you've also got the 2D screen that you have to learn. So yeah, I'm not a visual hunter. Like, I don't care what the numbers say so much. I don't care what the VDI number says. And I don't, anything on that screen is just another, you can call it a tool, but I'm not sure how I even want to put it. It's just a reference, really. It's just a reference, but still, it's not solid. The VDI on any metal detector will lie to you all the time. I like to hunt according to tones, so I dig tones. So, if it's a good tone, if it sounds good, I don't care if the metal detector is reading a 2 or a 12 or a 15 or whatever. Some people won't dig the 14s and 15s with the Equinox 800, but I've dug good targets. But, if you rely on those VDI numbers or on a 2D screen or something like that, you're probably passing up good targets. So I just recommend you always dig good tones rather than numbers, because the tones are going to be a lot more reliable than any VDI. So, but they're both great detectors. I did take the 900 out to a place that I've hunted really hard with the Equinox 800. And I really hit it hard to where it was hard to find targets in that area. And the 900 managed. That day I took it out, I was extremely surprised, because within, I think it was like 20 minutes or a half an hour, I found a ring that was probably, I don't remember, something like 7 or 8 inches deep. It was an old ring. And then I found 2 V nickels in that same area, and I've really hammered that area with the 800. So there was something, I don't know if it's a faster processor or what it might have been, but the 900 picked out these targets where the 800 hadn't heard them, and I've really gridded that thing back and forth and used different settings and coils and everything else. But, and then when I got the Manacor, I went back out to the very same spot and not expecting to find a thing, because I've hammered it with now the 800 and the 900. And I probably within, half an hour of being there, I get this kind of a sketchy signal. I thought, I'm going to go ahead and dig it. And I dug down. It was deep, but it was my very first large scent. And, U.S. large scent. And so it was extremely worn. It was almost like completely blank, but a friend of mine took and did some sort of, I don't remember what kind of reverse photography. I don't remember what it was called, but him and my son were able to see a date on there that said 1852. And so I was pretty happy about that. Although, the coin doesn't look like much. It's so worn and smooth, but I was pretty excited about that.
Not a lot of large cents where you're at, is there?
Not many. There's not. I mean, you hear about them being found every now and then, but it's not a real common find around here. So that was pretty exciting for me. I know there's places where they find them all the time, but
yeah, those East Coast guys, they dig one up. Just another large cent.
Yep. Yeah. But us Idaho people over here, you almost get excited over wheat cents,
Yeah, we here in Oklahoma, it's a little slim on some of them older targets as well.
Yeah.
There's some out there. My detecting buddy here, he found a large cent at his hunting lease way out in the middle of nowhere. And so we went the next day and hunted it hard, both of us. Didn't dig up much of nothing after that. So it was just one of those random drops, and it had a hole through it. So I think it was probably worn as jewelry at some point. So.
No. Yeah. Well, it's to the point, and I'm sure everybody has to go through this unless you just like to go to hunt parks or something like that. But it's taking a lot of research right now to locate some places to go that have good history. I'm really having to take some time and do some research to locate some other areas, because I've hit a lot of areas around here and hit them hard, and it's getting slim pickings. But so Brenda and I are doing some research, and next spring get out there and see if we can get some fresh ground to pull some old finds out of, hopefully. Yep.
Anybody got any more questions? Not getting hit with a whole lot of questions tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet.
But this was kind of last minute on our part, and it's that time of year. Everybody's got their minds on other things.
So that must be Brian May, the Meat Cutting Academy. That is Brian. He's got a new YouTube channel about meat cutting. It's doing pretty well. As a matter of fact, he just got monetized. That's cool. So, but anyway, yeah, you guys, we just wanted to hop on here, tell you a little bit about the new Manacor coils that are out now. And like I say, if you need anything, metal detecting supplies, metal detectors, get a hold of Dan at outlawmetaldetectors.com, and he'll get you hooked up. And what do you look?
This
kind of fading out.
See if anybody's paying attention, saying don't do it, don't do it.
But like right now, the Manacor coils just recently got, they started sending them out in minimal quantity here. So if you are interested in the 8-inch coil or the 15-inch coil for the Manacor, you can get a hold of Dan and he can get you on a list. Otherwise, it's just a matter of, whenever they come out, then you can get a hold of them and make your order.
Maybe we do need to get that rumor going about the 9-inch coil, because it is a different stock number than the 11-inch.
Really?
Yeah, and I did a little quick Google search, and somebody else had been asking about it a little bit. So might be one of the things they just never produce, or maybe it'll be available in another 2 years. I mean, who knows? They won't tell us anything.
It'll be interesting to find out. I haven't heard anything about a 9-inch coil being made, but that don't mean anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Brian, you weren't on here earlier, but this is that 8-inch. It's a 8 by 5.5, 8 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. It's called the M8 Manticore coil. I took it out here a week and a half. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and I really like the coil. Also, here's the M15 coil, 15-inch coil. It's the same as what, same size, dimensions, and everything as you would have for your Equinox 15-inch coil, but I haven't had an opportunity to use this yet. But that should reach down and touch some oldies, hopefully. I'm expecting that will be the case.
Hey, Larry, so
yeah,
I just did another Google search on that M9 coil.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to say it's one of the big dealers out there. The ones that you call them up and, their version of helping you is, what's the item number you want to order.
Mm-hmm.
And they list on some of the, the big third-party sites. Let's just say that. And says MindLab 9-inch M9 double D waterproof coil for Manacor.
That sounds like...
You look at the picture, and the picture is the M8 coil.
Really?
So I think they may just have it incorrectly listed. Because I have not seen anything else.
Well, how can you mess that up? Because they're calling it the M9.
Right.
That's really weird. We may have to ask around on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's got me curious now. It's something I remember seeing before and just never gave it a whole lot more thought because we're waiting on all these coils, any of them, the 8 or the 15. So
yeah.
Now it's got me curious. I'll have to see if I can pester MindLab and in the warehouse a little bit, see if there's any.
Well, I kind of have my doubts because why would you produce a 9-inch right next to the 8-inch coil? I don't know if that's.
Well, it might be like a different shape. Instead of the football or elliptical type shape, maybe it's a a round 9-inch coil. I mean, it's a possibility. There's a lot of other detectors out there that have so many options of coil sizes. It can get confusing,
Hey, Brian, probably just want to reach out to Dan there, see what he's got in stock, and then he can go over prices with you and stuff. Let's see here. Hey, driving home but listening on Bluetooth. Okay, I hope you're not texting and driving because I'll have to, I don't know. I'll call your wife and tell her to give you a whipping or something. Oh. But anyway, but you guys, anybody have any questions? I don't want to keep you on here, and pretty much gone over everything we planned on going over tonight, which wasn't much really, just pretty much the coils. And again, you guys, I just ask that you support your local small dealer. It's going to benefit you guys and it's going to benefit that dealer rather than a big box store. I'm really big on that. I always have been, always will be. Dan is a veteran-owned business, which I believe in supporting our veterans as well. So outlawmetaldetectors.com, you guys, if you need any metal detecting equipment. And so, but anyway, Dan, you got any last minute things you want to go over? Or?
He was asking what are the prices. Was he talking about the coils?
Yeah.
So it shows the M9, the online price, internet price, whatever you want to call it, is going to be for the M8 is $239. The M9 is $259. That's the lowest advertised price you'll see. Doesn't mean it can't be beat. That's the lowest price you'll see online for any advertising. I'm curious about that M9 because I went to that dealer's website instead of where they advertise on third party, and they don't list it there at all. So I think their third party listing, they put it up maybe just to get the the search results when people search for the M9 coil, and then they find that, because it's not they're two different coils.
So on your Google search, is that the only listing that came up for the M9?
I wouldn't say it's the only one. Because when you search for it, it brings up a lot of stuff, regarding the Manacor, Manacor ads and all, but not much for the actual coil sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's some. Oh no, that's Equinox. I'm curious what that 9-inch would be though, because that's just got me really curious.
Now we'll have to ask around about it and see if we come up with some answers on that.
Yeah.
I kind of have my doubts personally, but I don't know.
There's a round 9-inch coil for the Deus 2. That's been real popular for the Deus 2. So I'm wondering if maybe they're going to have a round coil for people, with the Manacor that prefer a round coil.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. They got the 6-inch round. Possibly, get a little more depth if you're not needing it to get into tight areas, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the M8 has that narrow 5.5-inch wide, which I show in a video that I did that a couple of weeks ago. I videoed hunting with that M8 a little bit, and I was putting it in a lot of little rock pockets and everything that you couldn't reach with a round coil or 11-inch coil or something like that. So it was,
mm-hmm.
It's nice for getting into those areas you can't reach normally. So, but anyway, you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you showing up here tonight. And like I say, hopefully after Christmas, we can get on schedule and start doing some live streams here again, start hanging out. And if you guys have any topics or anything you'd like to discuss and come on live stream with us or something like that, I'm open to suggestions. And so this is not just my live stream. This is not Dan's live stream, but it's your guys' live stream. So, let us know what you guys would like to talk about or whatever. And maybe we can get you guys on to tell some stories about treasure hunting or metal detecting, whatever you want to do there. So, and, but anyway, we do want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. And if you want to send me a Christmas present, you just send it in great big huge $1,000 bills and stuff. They can you can message me from my PayPal and everything. So but if you want to get Dan something for Christmas, he could use some deodorant. And but anyway, you guys, again, we thank you much for being here, and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the next live stream.
Yeah, have a good Christmas, everybody. Thank you.